Coming from the Associated Press, Pennsylvania's governor says the Trump administration has unfrozen billions in grants and loans. Okay. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro said Monday that President Donald Trump's administration has freed up billions in federal aid that the Democrat had accused it of withholding illegally and unconstitutionally. Well, if they withheld it, then it would have been illegal and unconstitutional. Like, it's okay. Shapiro said in a news conference that more than $2 billion that his administration had identified as either frozen or held up by an unspecified review was now accessible to state agencies. This mob rule of an administration is ridiculous. And it doesn't matter what side of the political aisle you find yourself on or you identify as, the government is to be for you. And if they've already earmarked money for you, demand it. And tell Trump to stop with the bullshit. Well, actually, tell the Heritage Foundation and Muskie with his maneuvering to cut the bullshit. Shapiro sued in federal court over the aid on February 13th after federal courts had repeatedly rejected the Trump administration's sweeping pause on federal funding and questioned whether the Trump administration was ignoring court orders. Shapiro also said he pressed his case in conversations with senior Trump administration officials while he was in Washington, D.C. over the weekend. The U.S. Attorney's Office in Philadelphia, which represents the federal agencies named in the lawsuit, declined comment Monday. Now, Shapiro, along with other governors, were in D.C. over the weekend for a major meeting and sit-down dinner with Trump. In federal court in Rhode Island, Trump administration lawyers, however, have argued that the government's move to freeze funds was legal and asked a judge to reject a request by nearly 24 Democratic states for a preliminary injunction. You are not legal. Just saying it is legal because you're representing the Trump administration doesn't make it legal. And you're not supposed to be representing a president. You're supposed to be representing the people. Did you forget about that? Interesting. Administration lawyers characterize the freeze as simply a pause to consider how best to use federal funds. That's already been determined, Booski. They contended the case was moot since the Office of Management and Budget had rescinded its memo in late January freezing federal grants and loans. Much of the stalled grant funding identified by Shapiro's administration was paused by Congress in signature laws signed by former President Joe Biden, including his landmark 2022 climate law, the Inflation Reduction Act, and his 2021 infrastructure law. The lawsuit had said aid was being withheld from programs that distribute money to upgrade energy efficiency in homes, plug abandoned gas wells, clean up abandoned mine land, improve municipal water and sewer systems, and reimburse industry for cutting their planet-warming greenhouse gas emissions. Trump administration, Heritage Foundation, Muskie with your maneuvering. Doing things like this will not make Trump and this administration, ergo you, look better. A lot of these things that were already implemented and already in place, these dumb fucks would have attributed to you anyway. Because they're benefiting from them. And now they're not going to. 5 federal agencies were named as defendants: the White House Office of Management and Budget, the Environmental Protection Agency, and the Departments of Interior and Transportation. None have commented on the lawsuit except for the Department of Energy, which said it was complying with the court orders. However, the department didn't say whether it had released funding that Shapiro's administration accused it of holding up. Given Trump's track record historically with courts, stop trying to break the law. Just finally, for once in your life, be a law-abiding citizen, okay? Because you need to do right by somebody. Because, baby, until you do right, you see what's happening. Just a little do right, okay? A little do right goes a long way.